This video is going to show you how to create a 2D civil engineering drawing. First of all, I'm going to show you how to navigate in the AutoCAD screen. So we use this icon, which is called the pan real time, to move the drawing around on the screen. If you want to zoom in and zoom out, you can either use your wheel mouse to zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, or you can use this icon, which is the zoom window icon. This is the zoom previous icon. This is the zoom real time. This is how it works. And if you want to zoom to the extents of your drawing, which means that it is going to zoom to everything that you have plotted on your drawing, then you can say Z for zoom, enter, and then E for extents. And now everything that you have drawn on your drawing is going to be visible on the screen. Zoom extents. These are the toolbars. This one over here is the draw toolbar. This toolbar, you can use it for drawing a line, drawing a construction line, a polyline, polygon, rectangle, arc, circle, and so on. You can move these toolbars around if you like. This is the editor toolbar or the editing toolbar. This is for erasing, copying. You can mirror objects, offset objects, create rectangular arrays, and so on and so forth. So we'll be using these tools for creating the first drawing, which is the 2D civil engineering drawing. So I'm going to recreate the same drawing, and you just have to follow the steps. So this is what we are going to do. We're going to start from the beginning. So go to File, New, and we're going to say Open with no template metric. So once you have a new drawing screen, this is what you're going to see. There are some helpful features that you can use. One of them is the grid. So you can switch on the grid. At this point, the grid coordinates are 0, 0 for the X and Y values. Since we are going to only work in a 2D environment, so this will be like X and Y values. So if you want to see what are the values for this point over here for the X and Y, all you have to do is just click on ID, and we want to see this point, so just switch on the grid snap. Snap mode should be on. So now your cursor is going to jump from corner to corner. So you click on this corner or just move your cursor over there, you can see that the X and Y values are 0 over here. If you switch off your snap, then the cursor is not going to jump from place to place. It is going to move continuously. Okay, so this is grid on, grid off, grid on, grid snap on, grid snap off. Okay, so for example, if you want to draw a line freely, you can just draw it. If your grid snap is off, then you can just draw the line freely wherever you want to draw it. But if press the escape key, but if your object snap is on, then you can only draw the line from the corners of the grid to the corners of the grid. So it is going to snap to the intersections of the grid. So you cannot do it freely. If you want to do it freely, you just switch it off. So this is some information about the grid snap and the grid itself. Let us now start drawing. Something else I want to show you is the dimension toolbar. You can dimension your drawing using the linear dimension, align dimension, arc length dimension, ordinate dimension, and all that stuff. You'll be using this during this drawing. Okay, so just watch for that. Then we have this inquiry toolbar. This inquiry toolbar can help you to find out the distance between 2 points. It can show you the mass properties. It can show you it can list the properties for you, and so on. So we'll be using this one. Is a very handy tool. We can use this one for inquiring about certain features in our drawing. This is the layer window where you can create separate different layers. As we go on, I'm going to show you how to create the layers and then switch them on, switch them off for convenient purposes. So this is a very helpful tool. So let us get on with our drawing, which is the 2D civil engineering drawing, and we are going to use all the tools available to us to create this drawing. The first thing we are going to do is to figure out what are our limits and what are our units. This is the starting point. So we have to set the limits as well as the units of our drawings. To do that, all we have to do is go back to our drawing and we go to Format, Drawing Units. So we are going to get this dialog box and we are going to set the units to centimeters as mentioned in the drawing. Okay, and we are going to set the precision to 0. Why? Because if you look at your drawing, if you look at this drawing, the precision over here is 0. There are no decimal places. No decimal places. Now, the limits of this drawing are. Let me show you. So if I switch on my grid snap, I can find out my limits. So the lower left corner is this one, which is 0, 0. And if I want to ID, my upper right corner will be this one, which is 1800 and 2800. So 1800 in the X direction and 2800 in the Y direction. So my limits are lower left corner 0, 0, and my upper right corner is 1800, 2800. So this is how I'm going to set my limits. So if I go back to my drawing, I'm going to set my limits. So this is how I'm going to do it. Format, Drawing Limits. Lower, see, always look over here. Always look what the program is going to communicate to you using this command prompt area. So the lower left corner by default is 0, 0, which is already there. So press enter. And now it is asking you for the upper right corner, which will be 1800, 2800. Press enter. And now my limits are set. If you only want to see the grid on your limits, then you have to do it from here. Tools, drafting settings, snap and grid. So grid is on, and you do not want to display the grid beyond limits. Therefore, you just switch it off and say OK. And now here it is. See, this is 0, 0, and this is 1800, 2800 right there. Let me get rid of these lines, delete them. So if you want to set the spacing of the grid, you can do it from here. Tools, drafting settings. For the time being, the grid spacing is 10 centimeters and 10 centimeters. So the distance between from here to here is 10, from here to here is also 10 centimeters. So if you want to leave it like this, it's fine, no problems. And the grid snap is also set to 10 and 10. Now remember, see, this is snap on over here is not checked, and therefore it is also not checked over here. But if you check over here, you will see that this will be highlighted. And if you uncheck it, tools, drafting settings, it will be gone. It's not unchecked, it is unchecked. So this is about setting the limits and the units. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the walls. Switch off the grid so that you can see it clearly on the drawing. Here is the trick. We do not know the distance from the border to there, from the border to there. So let us first create the border on our drawing instead of the walls. So we go over there, and I'm going to create the border from there to there. So I'm going to switch on the object snap, grid snap, sorry, and I'm going to create a new layer for my border. So I'm going to go over here, and this is my border, BORDER border, and let it be, say, a dark blue. Apply and double click it to make it your current layer. So everything that I now do is going to be the border on the border layer. Okay, so click on this rectangle icon, click over here. The first point is this one, and the second point is this one. So use your mouse to zoom in and zoom out. And if you switch it off, if you switch your grid off, now you know exactly, switch the grid snap off, and you will know exactly where you have to do where you have to draw the Civil 2D drawing. Okay, so let us go back to this one and see where our walls are. The border, we have already drawn the border on the border layer. Now we are going to do the walls. Now remember that the distance from the border is not given. It's not given, it's arbitrary. So what we are going to do is we are going to just put our walls wherever we want, just arbitrarily, so that we don't have to worry about the distance from there to there and from there to there. Okay, so let's do that. Let us go back to our drawing and let us start from creating a new layer for our walls. So I create a new layer and I'm going to call this as walls. Okay. Change it to some different color so that we can see the different color on our screen. Click OK. Double click over here to make it your current layer. So current layer means that now you will be working on the walls layer. You can see it over here also. Okay. So I'm going to just draw a line. Say, for example, I just want to draw a line from there. Make sure your grid snap is on. And I'm going to draw another line like this. So this is my starting point. I have two lines to begin with. I can switch off my grid and I can switch off my grid snap. I don't need them anymore. Okay. So let us look at how much distance do we need from there to there and from there to there. So the first distance that you see is 450 and the next distance that you see is 650. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my drawing and I'm going to offset this line, specify offset distance. So the first distance was 450 and then the 650 distance 450. So I'm going to offset. Please read, specify offset distance is 450. Enter. Select object to offset. Always listen to the software. So this is my object that I want to offset from there to there. And then I'm going to offset 650. So press escape to come out of this. Click on the offset icon again. This time it will be 650. Press enter and from there to there. This is 650. Okay. Let us now see how much distance do we need from there. First is 580 and then is 470. So 580 and 470. 580 and 470. So I'll just go over here, offset 480 and 570. 480 from there to there and then 570. You click on the offset icon. Offset distance is 570. .480 and 570. Let me see if that is the correct one. For 580 and 470. 580 and 470. Let me write this down. 470. So my offsets are incorrect, so I'm going to get rid of them. First is 580 and then is 470. So offset 580 and 470. 580 and 470. Hello? नहीं कोई नहीं. No, there is, I don't think so. No. कितना बजे? Okay. Okay. Now we have to extend these lines to there, and then we have to trim those lines. So let us first extend these lines up to there. So this is how you extend. This is the extend icon. Now it says boundary edge. So the boundary edge you have to pick up, which is this one, boundary edge. Press enter. And then it says select object to offset. So you pick up this one, this one, this one, and press enter. Now we want to get rid of these lines so we can trim them from this trim icon. Trim. So they will be trimmed. Now I have to, look at the thickness of the walls. All walls are 20 centimeters thick. So we'll start from there, offset 20 centimeters, 20 centimeters, and this will go inside 20 centimeters. So 20 centimeters inside, from there 20 centimeters, and then from there also towards this side 20 centimeters. So let us go over here and let us do that offset. Specify the distance, which is 20, and we select this one this way. Now see, it is asking you which way you want to offset. Specify point on side to offset. So we want to offset towards inside. So I'm going to move my offset distance, the cursor on the inside. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to offset this towards this side and this towards this side. And let's see which side do we have to do this one. Yeah, we have to go down. So this one, offset. Okay. So let us look at this now. We can see that this is going up to here only. This is something different. So we are not going to worry about. We have to trim this one, this line. So we trim it. So we go to trim and trim and trim. Okay. How much is this room? What is the width of this room? So we look at the width of this room, which is from the outside to here is 570. So from there to there is 570. So I'm going to go over here and offset 570 from there to there. And then inside 20 mm, 20 from there to there. And I'm going to get rid of this one, which is, I'm going to use the trim. Okay, another thing that is left is the sunroom. Let me get rid of these lines also. Trim. Okay, let us now do the sunroom, which is 400 from there to there. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go the offset 400. And then I'm going to extend this. So this line to this line. Extend boundary edge. This is my boundary edge. Press enter and then click. Now I'm going to draw the line. Delete this one. I'm going to draw the line from here to here. Now look at this. This is my intersection and this is the end point. So let me show you the use of the object snap. So we go to Tools, Drafting Settings, go to Object Snap, clear all. Now, if you want to pick up the endpoint and the intersection, what is going to happen is will snap. It will catch this over here and it will catch over here. Very, very important. If you do not use the object snaps, this is what is going to happen. Okay, I'll show you. So now object snap is checked. So I just use my eyes, which normally the beginners do, and they will just draw the line using their eyes and they think that they are joining. Look at this. See, without using the object snap, this is what is going to happen. Okay, so always use the object snap. So I'm going to delete this line. Okay, and I'm going to use the object snaps. So we go to Tools, Drafting Settings, and Object Snap Endpoint Intersection. Make sure that this object snap is clicked, object snap on, and then you click OK and draw the line from the intersection. See, the endpoint snap is appearing, and the endpoint snap is appearing over here. Unless that icon appears, you don't click. Okay, so that is how you create your walls. And if you see there is too much gap over there, too much gap over there, just move the whole drawing towards the left side. So we'll just pick up the move. Then it says select objects. So you just create a window over here, press enter. Then it says specify base point. So you pick up this base point and you just drag your drawing to wherever you like this. Okay. Now your walls are complete. Now one more thing is left is your swimming pool. So I'm going to create a swimming pool with the wall. The radius is 320. So I'll just create a circle with a radius 320. And I'm going to move this a little bit below. Move. Okay. So if you look at the drawing, you will see that we are in good shape. This is 320 radius for the swimming pool. The walls are here. So we are done with the walls. Okay. Let me show you how to do the doors now. It's not that hard. Just pay attention to how to look at. For the first thing that we have to look at is all the doors are 90 centimeters wide. Okay. So let me show you how to do this, how to create the doors now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer called doors. Okay, and I'm going to change the color of the doors so that you guys know that they are on different layers. So I'm going to double click on the doors so that we know that we are working on the doors layer. Okay, so let us draw the doors now. as we know that all doors are 90 centimeters wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle with a 90 centimeter radius. You can draw it anywhere you like. 90 is the radius of the circle. Okay. And now I'm going to draw the doors over here. I want to draw a line from the center of the circle this way and from the center of the circle this way. A very useful tool that I'm going to introduce to you is the ortho mode. Ortho mode. If you switch on the ortho mode and if you switch on the object snap center, it will snap onto the center of the circle. Okay. And since your ortho is on, you are going to draw a line. You see what is happening? As soon as you click on go to the circumference, the center point snap is on. So it will click over here, enter, again go to the line, pick the center and draw the line like this. Okay. I know I'm going, I'm going a little bit faster, but you can stop and pause and go back. This is the benefit of the video. So let us trim this now. Trim. Okay. And we delete this line. Delete it. So this is how the ortho works. Okay. I'm going to also mirror this towards this side. So look at this mirror. Look at how the mirror is going to work now. Click on mirror, read. It says select objects. So select the objects, press enter. It says specify first point of mirror line, which will be this one. This is the end point. So I'm not going to use the center point. I'm going to use the end point. So I'm going to do to tools, drafting settings, and I'm also pick up the endpoint. Forget about the center, endpoint and intersection. So this is my endpoint. Now, if I switch off my ortho, it will rotate freely. I don't want that. I want to have my ortho on. This is my ortho on. So this is the first point of the mirror line. This is the second point of the mirror line right there. Click over there. Is asking you erase source object, yes or no? No. So press enter and now you have this. Similarly, we are going to mirror it over here so that we can use it in number of places. So mirror again, and this time pick it up, enter, pick up any line over here, any line over there, press enter. Okay, also we want to rotate these so that we can use, so let us just make a copy of these two. Copy. Okay, I'm going to rotate this way. So this is rotate. Rotate. Move. Let us have some gap over here. Okay. So let us now put these doors where they belong. Okay. So we have these doors and these doors over here. This door, and this door. So let us put these doors first. So we go back to our drawing and go to Tools, Drafting Settings. This time we are going to use the nearest option. Why? I'll show you why. Okay, if you look at the drawing, we do not know that distance from this wall to this wall. So we want to put it nearest to this wall. So it is going to snap onto this wall over here, but without any distance from there to there and from there to there. Okay, so we go over here again, make sure that your endpoint snap and your nearest snap is on, rest of them are off. Make sure this is object snap is on. And now I'm going to copy this, copy this one. This is my base point, and this is switch off the ortho now. We don't need the ortho anymore. So you pick it up and you click over here. And you also need it. Make sure your nearest, see nearest snap is appearing now, right there, right there. If your nearest snap is not on, then there will be a gap over here. You will see the gap. Okay. What else do we need? Yeah, let's go back to the drawing and see. We need a door over here, two doors over here. So we go back, and this is what we need. We need this one, copy. Actually, we can move it. So move only this one from where? From here to the nearest of this one over here. Okay. And we need one door over there and one door over there. So you can copy. Either this one or that one, whatever you want. From here to there. Make sure your nearest snap appears, and then you need one over there. Copy. Now all you are left with is you have to get rid of this one. You don't need this. Delete or erase. And we don't need these anymore. Erase. Okay, so let us now trim. Okay. So your doors are all complete now. See, this is what I mean when I say layers. Okay, you have to use the layers. Let me switch off the walls. See, doors are here. So if I switch off the walls now, look at this. The walls disappear. As you switch them on, they will come back. Similarly, if you switch off the border will disappear. And if you switch on the border will come back. So this is how the layers work. Okay, let us now continue with our drawing. And the next thing that we have to do is put the text there. Okay, let me show you how to list the properties of something. So list, if you click on the list of this object, look at this. It will show you that the style is notes, layer is text, and the height of the text is 30 right there, and the style is wait a minute, the typeface is City Blueprint. So I'm going to create a new layer called a new text type, which is called notes, and with a City Blueprint, and I'm going to use it in my for labeling these rooms. So this is how you do it. First of all, I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to call it text. And I'm going to change it to white. Double click it and make it your current layer. Let me show you how to create a new text style. Format, text style, new. And this one was for the notes. Or we can call it labels, whatever you want to call it. LABELS, labels. Click OK. The font name was City Blueprint. So I go to City Blueprint. And this is the way you can create as many styles as you want. Okay, go to CITY, City Blueprint. And remember the height was 30. Apply. So we are going to use a City Blueprint font, height of 30, and this is how it is going to look like, and close. So labels is the style that we are going to use. So we are going to make it as set current, means that this will be our current text style. Close. We are working in the text. So this is our dining room. That is our swimming pool, and so on and so forth. I'm just going to do the swimming pool. The rest you can do it yourself. This is how you do it. Make sure you are on the text layer. Click over here, text, T-E-X-T, text, enter. Specify start point. So I pick up a start point. Rotation angle of the text is 0. So I click enter. Now it says you have to put the text over here. So you just put the text. Move. Right there. So all the text is going to go similarly over here, 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 and here. No problems at all. So all the text should be done the same way. I'm not going to do it because it's going to take too much time, and you guys can finish it over here, there, and there. Just follow the same steps for kitchen, dining room, majlis, entrance area, sunroom, and so on and so forth. The last thing, also you need to put the notes in the same way. Put the notes and the scale also in the same way. No need to do anything else. So the last thing that is left is the dimensions. So let me see. Yeah, the dimension text height we have to set to 20. Okay, so let us now go to our drawing, and let me show you how to set the dimension style. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to format, text style, and this time I'm going to create a new one for my dimensions. Dimension style. Okay. Not the City Blueprint. I'm going to change it to V or Verdana. Okay. And change the height to, say, for example, 25. I'm going to change the height to 25. All right. And say apply and close. I'm going to use this here in my dimension style manager. So I'm going to go to modify, So I'm going to go to modify, go to text. The first thing I'm going to use, I'm going to pick up the dimension style, text. Text style is dimension style. Okay, so you will see everything will be changing over here. Primary units, I just want no decimal places. The decimal separator will be period. The text placement should not be touching the dimension line. So I go over here and change this to, say, for example, 10. If 10 is, 10 is fine. Then I'm going to change the arrow sizes. So I go to symbols and arrows. Arrow size is 2.5, which I cannot even see now. So I'll just change it to 15. See what happens. You see the arrow size is changing. Let us change it to 20. Okay, this gap for the extension lines can be set from here, lines. Offset from origin. See, look what happens now, 20. And see what happens is going to be over here. See that? And extend beyond dimension line. I'll change it to 10, for example. And you will see everything is changing over here. So this is how you set the dimension style. Okay. Click OK if you are happy with this and close. So let us now do the dimensioning. This is the radius dimension. So click over here, pick up this, and radius is 320. Let us now dimension this from here to here is 450. Then we continue. This is the continue. Up to here, enter, and then dimension from there to there to there, and then continue up to here. And you can dimension the rest if you like. Okay, so we are almost done. We are not almost, we are completely done, because you are going to put the text over here. You are going to do the missing dimensions, and that's about it. So this is the end of the first exercise, which is for creating a 2D civil engineering drawing. And I'm sure you should be able to do it. And this is the completed drawing that this is how it is going to be. Thank you very much.